There's so many strip units out there already. Even when people will wait out the turn 1 immunity anyways. That's why you just say screw it and build some crit chance, right? That's what you're telling me?
Right. So I just ended up prioritizing like raw stats and just, beat down.
All right, boys. Inori account review. Y'all can roast in chat. My YouTubers just know we're nitpicking. Inori has a great account here. He's known for his Cermia. We had a great talk yesterday, and I kind of want to cover it at the end on the importance of immunity. So, basically, just to preface, guys, yesterday we were talking, and we established, okay? Here's what we established. Immunity is necessary and important and good. It's very good for endgame PvP. It's good for PvP. It's a good stat in general, right? But there are a select few that choose to not run immunity on a lot of units that are typically seen as mandatory immunity by a lot of the player base. Inori is one of them. So what do you lose or what do you gain by not running immunity? You gain another set, right? You lose immunity, but you gain crit, hit, health, effect resist, whatever 2-piece set you want. So you get more raw stats. Let's see what units are running. So keep a lookout for what units are running immunity, what's not running immunity. I think in general, guys, as a player, until you experiment with your gear, until you have a lot of gear to try out, the safest place to just run immunity, okay? It covers a lot of stuff, but just understand at the end game, since there's a lot of strip units, here's their mentality. Did we write it down somewhere here? In a meta focused on strippers. Guys, maybe I am a furry lover.
Terax Zavirak just resubbed for 7 months. Yes.
Tarak, thank you so much, man. I felt like I was being so professional, so cool, so knowledgeable. And then I just heard myself say something about a furry. Anyways, Tarak, thank you so much for the 6 months. And a meta focus on strippers, meaning stripping units, guys, behave. Immunity to lose a lot of value. It's better to go for raw stats. Now, at the same time, guys, if everybody stops running immunity, there's no need for strip units. So it's the fact that people run strip units because everyone runs immunity. So people are taking advantage of that and getting away, having success by not running it on units that everybody thought you needed on, okay? There are a few that it's mandatory on. Kayron's the big one. SSB, for example, a slow SSB kind of needs it. But this is the camp that Inori subscribes to. Immunity is nice, but a lot of units can get away without it. So let's take a look, all right? I don't think so, Darkness. And you know what? You challenge Vinny. You challenge their success rate, Darkness, and you tell me if they're playing the game wrong or if their mentality is flawed. But they have the proof to back it up, so I don't know what to say. I like immunity still, but I'm not going to tell them that their mentality is flawed if they're doing well. And I think it's nice to look at different play styles, different gearing styles, right? I don't think that part can be argued too much. All right. Top players like to strip. Note it. Thanks, shut up. All right, boys. So remember, we can't look at YouTube. I can't look at a few units here because Inori wants to keep them a secret. They are Cerise, ML, Rene, Coley. If I accidentally show, I'm going to delete the VOD. I'm going to cut down the stream. I'm going to instantly pull the plug. So let's not show it. Let's just be careful. We'll go down the list, okay? Let's start with the unit he's known for. Cermia. Vinny, we're starting right now. And by the way, Vinny, perfect timing. Darkness is calling you out right now. We'll talk at the end. We'll bring Inori on. We'll talk about immunity, not immunity at the end, okay? Let's check out Cermia, boys. A lot of y'all think, right? Here, before I look at the stats, guys, here's the deal with Cermia. She's a fan favorite, right? She's one of the premier damage dealers in the game, but unless you're playing Arena, a lot of players won't run her in RTA because, it's hard to get her fast enough while still maintaining damage. So you'd have to run something like an Oxlots with her. And that just doesn't really work. If you're going to run Oxlots, you're running different types of cleave units, However, if you have insane gear, check out the Cermia, boys. 227 speed. Wait, Inori, is this the final product? 4,500 attack at 227 speed. Now, I still don't know if we can run this in RTA, but this is definitely 200k CP. This is the best Cermia I've ever seen, honestly. 0 wasted stats, 300 crit damage. It is 50-50 crit. He does run it? Okay, he does run Cermia. Very nice, man. Very nice. 4,500 attack, dude. Let's go over the gear. We'll show all the gear. So we got a 14 speed crit damage weapon. 7 speed helmet. High attack, crit chance, crit damage. That Cermia's like mine, but with a tiny bit more, 100 more speed. Yeah, just same here, Tristan. This is my Cermia too with 100 less speed because I'm running attack boots. Actually, that's, guys, yeah, let's nitpick, right? Since this is a roast review. Inori, imagine your waifu missing 3 crit and not plus 30 symbol, man. Come on, bruh. Not real talk, though. This is such a good Cermia. And then here's the booties. Triple offensive subs. Flat defense. Very high attack. Nice. He doesn't have guild currency. It sounds like a personal problem. Is she triple S? The enhance button is grayed out, so yes. Plus 15. Triple S. Friendship 10. Looks good. Cermia King. King Cermia. Shrimp. Alright, next up, Inori. We got Hofin. I'm gonna... Cerise Emma Renicoli. Okay. Cerise Emma Renicoli. Wait. Should we go down? Let's go down CP, right? I just want to make sure none of the units pop up. A. Coli is right here, guys. We gotta skip over A. Coli, alright? Be careful. Alright, 200k Cermia. Let's look at RB next. I showed the stubs right now. Here, I'll go over them real fast, Banks. But just check the VOD, man. I always show every piece. Guys, it doesn't matter. Ando, you behave yourself or I will ban your ass. Listen, he's providing content. If he doesn't want to show whatever he doesn't want to show, that's his priority. It doesn't matter what you think on if he's getting sniped or not, alright? Come on, have some respect, guys. Okay. RB. No immunity again. 222 speed, 4300 attack. Alright, so 15 basket only, Inori. Not the biggest fan. Very high attack though. 50-50 crit again. Let's go over the stats. He's kind of too slow, I think. The offense is insane. But I like him a little bit faster. I feel like 222 speed, we can get speed RNG'd by a lot of just knights, right? But once again, no, there's 16 ER, Banks. Unless you're talking about the Cermia. But I don't like to show everything, you better. He pre-banned RB, so he's just a farmer? Makes sense. Alright, alright. He pre-bans RB, guys. Keep that in mind. This is a very good farmer then, dude. I would even take some of this gear and put it on someone else if he's just farming. Alright, Spec Tenny up next, guys. Here it is. Number 1 in the non-immunity heroes. Defense a little bit light. Once again, 50-50 crit. I think that's going to be the theme of the review. But we have very nice attack, good speed, good crit damage. Low defense, low health. Defense is alright. A little bit low. Unity set. Now, I mentioned this before, Inori. If you want to talk or tell chat why you like immunity set. By the way, Kenny, I added you. Can you add me back on Discord? Yeah, 60 mil gold. Just turn off window and ungear a few pieces. Actually, that's a great idea. Kenny, we'll do that for future ones. We're already in the flow, but great idea. Check your Discord for me, man. All right, guys. So, Inori will talk about it. He said the Unity gear is just high rolled. Let's look at it. This is raid weapon. It is high rolled. The thing though that I like, man, I think she's one of the best units that can use it. I'm not saying you should use it, but Stenny, when she gets a dual attack, when she has her double hits, it's insane, no? So here's the stats, boys. I don't know, man. This is why Stenny always dual attacks? Nah, darn, I think we just get unlucky, man. I remember when I fought Samu, and I lost because of dual attacks. Alright. Guys, whatever rank you are, your opinion is not valid, and I truthfully mean that. Your opinion matters, guys. Paolo, thank you so much.
Apollo 9776 has gifted a sub to E11 up trick.
Next up, guys, we got Kisei, Ice Kisei. Inori, do we actually run her? Only 15 win rider, dude. We're looking free to play by the minute. 231 speed, though. Not bad. Again, 50-50 crit. Let's check the stats. Is Unity even that good? We're going to talk at the end, guys. Is Unity good? Not really. Can it work? Yes. Is it worth over immunity? For 99% of players, no. All right? And I got to say that as a PSA. I don't think it's worth over immunity. And I don't think that's the best example of not running immunity. But he makes it work. So if you have a great Unity set, especially on a unit like Spec Tenny, give it a try. I don't think it's worth fishing for Unity gear, though. Remember what he said, guys. He ended up just rolling Unity gear, and it rolled really well. So he uses it. But don't be farming Unity pieces. Just try to run it over immunity. I don't think it's worth it. We can show the rank after, but I believe comfortably champion, sometimes legend. All right, we're going to skip over the E. coli, boys. Celine is up next. 100 crit this time. So far, we've seen no immunity units. This is a pretty typical Celine, right, guys? Very high offense, a little bit of speed. Show the ring at the end? Okay. Yeah, true lens. All right. Gotta be very careful. Vivian up next. We're gonna skip over E. coli. Vivian, 237 speed, 88 crit. Guys, what do you think about the Vivian? Once again, free to play artifact, only plus 15. No immunity. Thoughts on this Vivian, guys? I'll show the substats while y'all. .56 effectiveness. True. Who's she debuffing, Inori? This is Inori in chat. Inori is love. Underforged neck. So obviously it's not like one of his better units, right? Oh, it's B13 Vivian? Okay, we'll still show it. It's B13 Vivian. But you have Dignus Orban and good speed. Alright, skipping over. Politis. 233 speed, 98 crit. Whoa, hold up. Inori, tell us about this Politis. Tagahells? Crit damage attack Politis, dude. Inori always beat you in RTA, Vinny? You cleave me? Uno reverse card. Okay. Has anyone else tried this, guys? What about Tagahells? Just for other mages you're running? Because I don't think... What's your soul burn do, guys? You like this one, Bravery? I like the idea. A lot of y'all use Tagahells? Okay. Crit damage attack Politis. It looks good. Besides the 50-50 crit, right? Extra turn. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I would think like book is always good, but I don't think hers is the best. Extra turn on S1. Yeah, it's more maybe for someone else. Sedge, this is Inori. We're talking about immunity after. Okay. We can look at Melissa, right? It's Cerise, E. coli. We skipped E. coli. ML Ren. Got it. Melissa up next. Portrait. 85 crit. Okay. We got a lot of Underforged gear. Inori, do we even run her? Is this world boss? It's kind of looking like a world boss or unused. All right. We'll skip over this one then. Let's go to Landy. Guiding Light Landy. Let's look at the stats, boys. 3100 attack, 1100 defense, 14.8k health. So the bulk is there. Speed is good. Crit damage very high. A little bit of 50-50 crit, but this Landy looks good, dude. I like it. Now, what are we noticing though, guys? No immunity. Landy, I feel like, is one that can get away without immunity, right? But a lot of players like it, and this will be one of the reasons, this will be one of the, I don't know, supporting evidence for the Vinny and Nori side on immunity, not immunity. We'll discuss that at the end, all right? But notice it, yeah. Tried and true, guys. He wasn't lying. A lot of units are without immunity. Okay. I like the stat line, though. A imprint, 15 molid. Larina, we can skip over. World Expedition, probably. T-Cern. Lifesteal, Elia's Knife. Let's look at the stats. Low health, looks good. No immunity again. 98 crit chance, 294 crit damage. Very, very high damage. Speed a little bit low, but I like the health. And I like the offensive stats. Like, look at this helmet. Holy crap. 41 attack on a lifesteal set. Needs higher defense. Maybe his speed contester does that fast. We'll ask him at the end, guys. Save your questions, but Inori, do you want to tell us right now? When you have all these units without immunity, is it because you're always outspeeding? I don't think that's the case, right? Very good T-Cern, guys. What will we rate this? You know, it's missing 2 crit, but the major things are what? No immunity. And remember, guys, listen, a lot of people watching are going to be like, Car, Tempest Cern cleanses herself, if you didn't know. Yes. But immunity is still good, because remember, before, debuffers don't do damage, so a lot of times your T-Cern can get debuffed and not cleansed, because she's not under the health threshold. So you still want it when you can, which is why, remember, 2 sides. Immunity, and I'm still on the immunity, is very important side. I'm pretty sure I'm running it on mine. If not, I would want to be if I had the gear. But we're showing an account that has none of it, and Inori does very well. All right, Kayron has to have it though, right, Inori? Kayron has to have immunity. Yes, so there are still exceptions. This looks like a PvE Kayron though, right? World boss maybe. Guild Wars, do we use him? Probably not, right? Speed low, attack low. I don't know. Should look at the 4 pieces of immunity that ungeared. Remind me to check it at the end. You mean just there's lying around in your inventory? Luna up next. He uses this for Fire Expedition. Looks good. Euphine. Reset. World boss, I'm assuming. Lidica. Where do we use the Lidica at? Also world boss. Check out the SSB, guys. Now, the SB has immunity, and it's on lifesteal set. Epic 3x for the fall. So, what do we got here? We got a lot of free gear. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of free gear. Lifesteal Bruiser SSB. It has the crit, has very high attack, and it's on lifesteal. So, what is he sacking? In exchange for lifesteal, or in exchange for defense, extra crit, he's running a lifesteal set because, you know, he has a little bit of speed, but that's just because of the subs on, like, the free gear, right? Speed not too important on her. Do we actually use this Inori in RTA? Because I think it is built for RTA, and I actually, I kind of like it. Guys, what do we think? I kind of like it, man. Over time, right, the lifesteal is going to add up, and all the other stats are there that you need. It's got decent effectiveness. This is a nice drink build. He's lacking a little bit of survivability compared to other Bruiser SSBs because he's on lifesteal set. No, Red, I don't think you want Bloodstone. I think you need the drink damage. Otherwise, he's too ignorable. Because 4K attack, that's so good with the drink, man. Sprinks, Vinny's not trolling, man. Vinny, if you've been trolling this whole time, dude, shame on you. But I don't think Vinny's trolling. All right, now Chad is trolling. Now Chad is copying you, Vinny. All right. Next up, Green Belt. Ungeared as Green Belts should be. World boss. I don't know. Something not used. Hey, Ravi. Okay, guys. Speed set. A Ravi. Good health, good defense. 98 crit again. No immunity. Defense set. Chat, what do we think? 30 timeless anchor. I like this A Ravi, dude. I know, Judy. It's an inside joke in the chat. Everybody loves Green Bell, so I like poo-pooing Green Bell because then everyone gets mad. I'm sorry, Ez. It's too easy though. Yeah, very good A Robbie, right? Okay. ML Ren Nicole, okay. ML Ren, who do we miss? ML Ren Cerise. We haven't seen those yet. Biken, World Boss, Rage Set, or Expeditions. Yeah, it's whatever. Banshee. Valencia, do we use her? 30 Draco Plate, 23k. Alright, this Valencia looks a little light on the speed, but very good health. Good defense. Good crit damage, good crit chance. No immunity though. Now, you don't use the Valencia at all? I kind of like immunity on Valencia though, guys. I'm just saying, I kind of like the immunity on her. Yeah, she'll definitely hit hard, for sure, for sure. She's gonna have, what, 300 plus crit damage? Very high health scaling. She's got still decent speed. Chaos is by far my favorite account, F immunity. Alright, alright. There's the stats on the Valencia, guys. He says he doesn't use her that much, though. Watcher Shuri. Where do we use him? Inori. Do you actually use him in RTA? Is this maybe... He looks geared. Somewhat. Blue neck. Might be one of the best blue necks I've ever seen, dude. 22 crit on that bad boy? Holy. Alright, not bad. Okay, we can ignore the Watcher Shuri, right? Just for imprint racing? Okay. Fire Ravi, boys. He had a good A Ravi. Let's check the Fire Ravi. Okay, speed very low. Bulk a little bit low too for that speed. And crit is missing 1%. Very high crit damage though. You know, bulk's not bad. 16k, 1500 almost. But I feel like we either want more speed. Yeah, it's not my favorite so far, Inori. How well does she work? Yeah, I just think the crit. We're low on speed and crit chance. So we're very prone to you know, her just not popping off if the counters aren't there, right? And 84 crit. The problem, guys, I run my Fire Ravi kind of similar. He has more crit damage. We both have low crit. I'm at 85, I think. And the main issue I found, guys, is when your Ravi really needs to clutch out a Soulburn kill or something, you know, unless you're hitting an Earth unit, sometimes it's risky. She works perfectly fine, though? Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. All the stats are there. I almost spit out my drink. My Ravi scuffed? Heck no, Hez. My Ravi's like this one, dude. When was the last time you saw my Ravi? Why people say 50-50? Okay. Yeah, so, Jula, that's a good thing to say. If you ever hear about the 50-50 meme, guys, anything under 100 crit, we just joke that you might as well be coin flipping. Because if you're not 100 crit, a lot of times in this game, it'll screw you over at the worst time, right? So, that's the joke. If you're not 100 crit, you're 50-50. Well, tell what, it's real though? It's not real, dude. Guys, the next thing we're going to talk about, maybe not today if we get too spicy, but Vinny, tell them. Immunity maybe not as important as everyone thinks. And here's the second part. 100 crit. And I'm actually more subscribed to this school than the immunity one. That's the next one, guys. I think just like immunity though, there are units that you really want to push 100 crit on. But hey, did you notice Inori's account? Also, I think we saw one unit so far out of 20 that has 100 crit and immunity, so. No, he said he's AFK champ this season, but I have seen him in Legend, and he says he beats Vinny, so I don't think we can use that as a discount to his success. Counter Charles looks good for Guild Wars. Not much out of that. It's too slow for like RTA. But looks really nice for Guild Wars, I guess. Arena defense. It has immunity. Hey, it's got immunity. All right. Did you say not show the CDOM? No, we can show CDOM. Okay. Remind me, guys, when you see ML Rin and Cerise, we skip them. Yang is 50-50. Yo, Jula, that's a good... Did you you joked on a joke? All right. Stop what, Red? What am I stopping? You scared me. CDOM, guys? Inori, we are mega free to play, dude. You only got a 30 book on our CDOM. You think you can go with the 100 crit, but do you think immunity's a must? Okay, fair enough. This tile resonates with me. All right, I mean it's a CDOM. Next up, Cigarette. Wyvern Cigarette, sure. Vildred. Farming Greenville. Okay. Inori, we're kind of on the World Boss budget units right now. We're going slow. I see a Cerise coming up. We can't show that one. J. Kisei, do we use her? Looks like free set. No immunity. Probably not. 18 portrait. Definitely budget. Maybe just for fun arenas or something, right? Not very good, J. Kisei. Champ Z might be real, though. Let's check the Champ Z, boys. You know, hear that? Nah, yeah, Vinny. Vinny, he said don't show the speed. You do not cleave. All right, so, fair enough. Okay, guys. Champ Z. 2 free pieces of lifesteal gear. Proof. Defense and health look good. Crit chance, crit damage look okay. Speed is whatever. I mean, it's a pretty standard Champ Z, right? It's on proof, so it's mega tanky. Yeah, it is broken set. Guys, the proof is pretty tanky. And I don't know, like, show me y'all's Champ Z's. He's a 4-star. He doesn't have that much defense and health base. Your guildies are all just trolling. It's all good, Inori. Be aware, YouTubers watching. There's a lot of inside jokes flying around. If you notice at the bottom right, by the way, the chat, we need to make an overlay for the bottom right so y'all can see the chat a little better, but don't worry. A lot of trolling going around. Vinny said he's not trolling, though. All right. What do you think about the... We don't need immunity on the Champ Z, Rick. Come on. 2080 are the wasted true. Alexa. Wyvern? Sure. Flitica! We can show the Flitica, right? Alright, we can show the Flitica. Just don't show Cerise, Emma Nicole. The Flitica! He said he doesn't cleave, though. So, yeah, she is on budget gear. Nori, give this to someone else. That's the appropriate face. Because you don't run her. You have the skin. Shame, dude. Shame. Alright. Doesn't cleave. Guys, we're gonna... What with all these faces, Inori? Alright, I'm gonna skip over to the Ken! Ugh, be careful. Alright. Ken, not geared. Alright, it's whatever. Momo, here we go. We can talk about this one, guys. 255 ER Momo. Bulk still looks good. Speed looks good. Actually, not bad. Did I skip the Yuna? Alright, I like this Momo. Let's show the stats. He's only hiding 3 units. That's okay. No immunity. Too much ER. What the heck are you guys saying right now, dude? Any tips for Crow? He's my main right now. Started 1 week ago. Jula, if you're super new, just give him as much HP as possible. Decent speed. So speed set, stack a lot of HP. That's all you need. Okay. Here's a blue Crow for you to look at. Oh no, what the hell is this blue Crow? 149 ER on a lifesteal set. Okay, now I know Vinny's trolling. You guys are right. Now Vinny's trolling. This was meant for LR Crow. I've seen it work on LR Crow. Yeah, that makes more sense. I know you guys said the set was meant for LR Crow. Why do you use to run this? So what's the thought process behind it, guys? We S3 and we heal up back to full. My only thought is just with the new season, guys, I feel like 149 ER. If we drop like 49 of the ER for health, I think it's about the same, right? Since everybody gets free effectiveness this season. That's all I'm thinking. But otherwise, y'all are saying Lifesteal set is good. Yo, everyone watching, y'all guys welcome on in. Apparently Lifesteal set's a real deal. I'm not a fan, but hey, if it works. Welcome to my random account. Yeah, okay. Lifesteal Crow. Vinny, give me a no cap. Tell me if there's anything you said today that deserves a cap. FCC up next, boys. 30 Oris as well. Inori, when you run Crow and FCC together, I noticed your Orises are both 30. Do you just make sure to never draft them together or what? Alright, so let's look at the stats. 1500 defense, good. Health almost 26k, looks nice. Almost 85 crit. It's a bruiser FCC. Looks solid. Little light on the crit though, right? We want that to be 85, but for immunity, he is running immunity, boys. We got an immunity. It's good. You assuming he runs that Crow? Why the crit? Rick, FCC is a nice bruiser unit to run. It's if you can get the health and speed and have like 85 plus crit, it's crazy damage. It should be a build I think most people should aim towards unless you're going for like 30k health or something like that. I like the bruiser builds. Okay, the last unit we need to skip is Elma Rin. I haven't seen her yet. Karen, it's whatever. Not even awakened. Lilius! We got a non-immunity 260 speed Lilius. 27 Aureus. There we go. Now we have a proper Aureus with his other stuff. Cargo, but it's random, right? So you don't know who's gonna take the damage, and usually you want it on Crow, right? They work, but it's gonna be random. Wait, Inori, we have reports of you downgrading gear for the review. Is this true? Listen, Inori, we appreciate you coming on, but I don't want you sandbagging some of these stats, man. Guys, is that proof? Is his stats actually way better? And so now on the ladder, everyone's gonna know his stats, but he actually slightly adjusted them. I like this Lilius though, man. Sedge, this is like your Lilius, right? Good enough defense and health still there, guys. Very nice effectiveness to turn one provoke if he wants it. And the speed will catch a lot of people off guard. I think Sedge's was 270 though. Very nice boots. Okay. Alright, we got a lot of guilty trolls. Alright. Yeah, I think... Inori said we could look at the immunity pieces later, and he said there's some very good immunity pieces that are ungeared. So we'll check them out after. Chloe. Whatever. Spez. Man, Inori, we gotta... I feel like you could make a great Spez. Tell me why just maybe waifus only? Don't like him? What's going on with the Spez, man? Bizarre. 2k defense Bizarre? And it has immunity? Alright. I like it. There's the ML Rin. All right, last unit we have to skip, and then we don't got to worry about anything else. The Ruel, it is very high defense, very high health, good speed, enough ER to last through the early turns, and then yeah, Ruel's Ruel, not as good this season. Yeah, thank you guys. ML Rin approaching. Fire Charlotte. Is she actually built, Inori? 30 highlight glance, 3800 attack, 270 crit damage. Defense and health. Does that look good, boys? And immunity. There's more people picking up Ruel, Sedge. Why do you think that's the case? And why do you think she fell off? Give me your prediction on that. It looks good to me. She got downgraded. Okay, so Inori, this one got downgraded. Generally, you have a little bit more, 1.5 and 1500 defense. Okay. Let's go over the stats. For a niche pick, it'll still look okay, right? If he needs to bring it in for, I don't know, a Landy. Just pick tanks and a Ruel and you'll win. So we're back to season 1, dude? What happened? Why do you think that fell off at the beginning and now it's coming back? Alright, I gotta be very careful, guys. Last unit we gotta skip. Boom! Look at the flurry. Carefully. Flurry up next, guys. 246 speed, adamant shield. Let's go over the stats. Health and defense very light. Okay, the flurry is not great. Do you run this, Inori? I mean, it's missing some reforges, right? How often do we run this flurry? 70 neck. Yeah, this is probably expedition or something. I think this is expedition. Maybe sometimes he says barely for RTA. Flurry's never picked. Okay. Fair enough. So the F10E is what brought Ruel down. The amount of debuffs is what y'all are saying. On top of the fact that, you know, running high ER on a Ruel, I'm assuming with the innate frenzy effectiveness kind of brought her down as well. But now people are answering F10E better. So Ruel is coming back. Hey, guys, I'll be honest, man. I had a very good Ruel, so I'm happy with that news. Magic Scholar Doris. Missing a reforge. How is this for Doris, guys? Looks like it has everything she wants. Maybe the ER is a little bit light. He says he never drafts it, but I feel like it's the stats are there if he needs it. Actually, never, he says. Okay. Is that a what do you Inori, tell me why. Just Soul Weaver's not your favorite right now? You have gear on her though. What? Why have the gear if you don't really draft her? Azor Souls Arbors, maybe not even Guild Wars? You prefer Ruel Momo? Yeah, your Momo was very nice. Okay. Wait. Oh no, it's the same Hugh Fiend. So Snow Crystal Hugh Fiend, 220 speed or 290 speed, good bulk, attack. Okay, anti-bizarre Hugh Fiend. So got a lot of free pieces and underforged, but it probably does the job. Do we draft her? People have answers to her now? Well, guys, no one like magically came out that stopped F10E, right? There's no new unit like Dark Lilibet's. Designer Lilibet's not out. I think people always had answers. Maybe people just had to gear them up. Bravery, can you do me a favor and check the VOD? Just go look at the VOD and look back a little bit. Alright guys, next up F10E. Speaking of, we have immunity on her. Speed a little bit light. Speed is a little bit light. Kitty, yeah, sure. F10E made a lot of people build up some specific answers, true. Hofine sucks because of G-Purg Springs. Another blue neck. This one, though, is a little bit budget, Inori. This one's definitely more. The 22 crit neck above looked way nicer. This is okay, I guess. Alright, I mean, we like it a little bit faster, right? What did Inori say? Does he draft this? LR Crow, he said, also stops the Hofine. Okay. The ring is nice. 18 speed on effective main stat. Yeah, this is super good. He even has some crit damage and crit chance subs. Wow. All right. Dizzy. Counter Dizzy, guys, at very high speed. It's not the attack Dizzy. Inori, tell us why you like 226 speed on a counter Dizzy. Did it just kind of roll that way? Or did you aim for that? I don't usually... We normally see counter Dizzies at like 180-ish, right? But I'll show the stats. Guys, you don't need effectiveness on Dizzies anymore. Everyone just picks G-Perk now. Why? Because the most important units you're going to debuffing have no ER. And plus, as the turns progress, you'll get innate effectiveness anyways. Okay? Due to Frenzy. Alright. Terranor Guard. Wyvern. Iseria. Expedition. Good speed, though, for Expeditions. DN. Do we use this DN? Good speed. Good health and defense. Nice effect resist. I like this DN a lot. And it's on immunity. That's even better. This DN is Pog for RTA, man. This is good gear. Let's show the stats. So he says he does. Vinny. Most used Soul Waver. This is a good DN, right, guys? The stats may not look impressive if you haven't tried to get a 240 plus DN yet on your own. But you tell me, try to get immunity set plus 150 ER and higher than even 230 speed while having decent defense and health. It's very difficult. These stats, look at the substats on this gear. Every piece is averaging like 15 plus speed with high ER. This is crazy. This is very nice. 13 speed here. Oh my god, look at this ring, guys. This is gross. Holy. On immunity too? That might seem like a waste, but remember, chat. So, here's an interesting thing. The guy that says immunity is not necessary, he's running immunity because, like I said, no one believes immunity is bad. It's an extra check. It's an extra 15% check. It's still good, right? And obviously, maybe he just had very good immunity gear. You got that from the secret shop? Yeah, I like it. Probably, guys, let's vote his best geared unit. This might... Do y'all think this is better than the Cermia? It possibly could be. Alright, Fat Cat, World Boss, looks like. Carrot, level 50. Can we show the A-Lots? You didn't say A-Lots, right? He doesn't cleave, though, so it's probably not even geared. Maybe just for expeditions. Yeah, he didn't say A-Lots. Yeah, 254 speed. Very bulky, though. Level 60. 30 Spirit's Breath. Okay. Now, here's one that's interesting. We got an ungeared... Well, you know what? It's not ungeared, but it has a level 1 Adamant Shield. It's on immunity. Speed a little bit light. Health's good. Yeah, he's not being used, huh? I'd be surprised how good the Ox is. Alright, let's look at the Ox again, then. I will say, guys... The speed and the defense and health are very nice, but do we need that much for expeditions? Why, if you don't really cleave, then why give him so much for PvE? Oh, he said he did pick him, he just doesn't cleave. Interesting. I like that idea. So he's more of like you just pick him in a... That's why he's so tanky. Okay. Inori, we're going to have you on and do some matches. So you can show some of these in practice. I'd love to see this A-Lots used in a non-cleave team. He's got the stats to back it up. Immunity, guys. Oh, no, sorry. Broken set. So no immunity. 254 speed. Very bulky. Yeah. Alright, Roz is unused. Max limit break Spirit's Breath. Yep. Blue Rose. Inori, is this... I think you said you use her in Expedition. She's good enough to be used in RT as well, though, right? The speed's there. You're about to ungear that Rose? Why? She's definitely use her in RTA, as well as Expeditions, right? Might take some gear. Okay. Watermelon, good morning. My Oxalots is similar but has much more speed. Really, Dark Strike? You have more speed and the same amount of defense and health? Okay. Inori, is there any other units that I think we're kind of at the end of the anything else I missed that we need to look at? World Boss, or sorry, Wyvern 13, G-Perg, right? I think we kind of covered everything, guys. That's about it? Alright, fair enough. Here's the Ken real quick, and the Rowana. Alright, so we got a few things, guys. We're going to bring him on to talk. He'll share his take on crit and immunity. I guess him and I will just discuss finally. Let's see. I'll ask him what he thinks about, you know, suggesting immunity to players. His idea on it. We'll give him a voice to talk. And then he wants us to check real fast, though, the immunity gear. So let's see it. Equipment. Set. Immunity. Oh, that's swords only. Okay. So we got a grand total. Not too much, right? A lot of this is free gear too. So he is not lying. He doesn't even farm 813. Jesus, dude. If we ignore free gear and Hell Raid chests, that is not a lot. Alright. So this is the, we have a 16 speed immunity weapon that's not being used right now, man. Alright, so apparently, Inori, here's what's happening. Vinny is capping on everything he says. Your guildmates are trolling. You ungeared every single unit here to, I guess, trick me and all the chat for some reason. Yeah, there's a lot of conspiracies flying around, dude. A lot of conspiracies flying around. Alright. So we got a grand total of 3 immunity chests. Unused weapons, unused helmets. Oh my god. Guys, imagine having this helmet here. And it's not used. Y'all see this helmet? Holy shit. Has no speed? Yeah, okay. Carcassel, you're telling me you wouldn't use it too because it has no speed? Get out of here, dude. No speed. Unusable. Might as well sell it. You're crazy. You're insane. He definitely downgraded his gear. Alright. Oh my god, look at his neck too, boys. Immunity neck, crit damage. Health, 17 crit, 25% attack. Rush, what's going on, dude? I am in disbelief right now, chat. You want this so bad. Alright, Inori, is there any other? Everything else looks equipped. These boots? I'm dead. Triple offense boots, boys. I mean, the rolls, it looked like it missed a roll or something, but it maxed the attack roll on the last one. It's still insane. If you consider that it's speed set and then, or speed main stat immunity, right? It's still very good. Alright, so he truthfully doesn't use immunity, he says. He doesn't have a lot of immunity gear, period. And yeah, I think the major thing is, Inori, listen, meet us halfway, okay? I don't know if you've convinced any other people watching. I'm going to bring you on and we'll tell the new players how important immunity is. We'll give you a chance to talk. I'll recap it all. But I think you should meet us halfway and use some of this damn gear, dude. Because I know you don't think immunity is bad. You have it on some of your units. It's too good not to use. Come on. Let's throw it on. All right. He wants us to check the RTA rank, and I'm gonna hop in Discord. All right, Inori, get ready. Make sure I don't show anybody. All right, we're good to go. I think it was 8. Was it 90 turrets? It might have been 85. Darkness, chill first. Chill, okay? Come on, trust in me. There's a reason you come by. You know I won't say a PSA. I'm gonna be very careful with what I say. But come on, man. Give me a little credit. All right, let's check his arena. Wait, guys, he is legend. He said he wasn't legend. He said he was AFK this season. He's ranked 79, boys. If y'all still think immunity, listen, this is just more. He's AFK legend. All right. I wish you guys weren't trolling so much, boys, because if we're actually trying to push or trying to show, you know, that even if immunity is really good, you don't need it as much for certain playstyles. Yo, the win rate's still good too, right? No, he meant AFK regular arena. Oh yeah, that's me too. Let's see the normal arena. Yeah, mine is even better AFK though. I'm actually 0. I do 0 victories a week. Alrighty. In now? Yeah, let's in. Alright, are you ready to talk? Guys, we'll do a quick AMA, but let's give him a chance to just talk about overall. We'll cover immunity and crit chance. Just maybe give him a platform to speak, alright? Alright, Inori, I'm gonna hop in. When you're ready, come join me. Oh, he's already there. He's ready. Hello, Mr. Inori. Let's do a sound check.
Car.
What's going on?
Can you hear me well?
Yeah, I like that energy, dude. Okay. All right, Inori. First off, thank you for letting us review the account.
Yeah, it's no problem.
Can we address first off, there's been a lot of accusations that you spent a lot of gold, I guess, because it's not free on equip. You sandbagged your account. You took off a lot of gear to trick, I guess, everybody watching. Is this true?
If you see my units and notice how every single DPS have a crit set, you really think I can move on the immunity set on them? That's
what I'm saying. Boys, let's have some faith. Listen, just people don't want to do that. That's a lot of work, a lot of gold just to meme on a small streamer's review, dude. Who cares? I don't think he actually did that. All right. So Inori, now that we got that out of the way, by the way, guys, is his volume good? Y'all hear him? How's the volume levels? Other than that, Inori, let's start talking, man. Tell me, just tell me about immunity and the crit sets.
A lot of it right now for a lot of like high legend, almost every single popular debuffers right now, either wait out your immunity, like a Taiwan would just wait for round 2 to soul burn, or every single stripper, or all of them come as a strip already. Like you see Bazaar, Brazier almost everywhere right now. F10A and Cerise pretty much strips. Heck, you even see a lot of pocket picks with Operator Sigrid, who also strips.
Okay, so there's so many strip units out there already. Even when people will wait out the turn 1 immunity anyways. That's why you just say screw it and build some crit chance, right? That's what you're telling me?
Right. So I just ended up prioritizing like raw stats and just, you know, beat down.
Sure. Okay. Fair enough. And guys, one more. Let me leave this screen up here in order to show any naysayers that say this doesn't work. This man is top 100 legend, guys. So we'll get to this in a second. I'll give my full disclaimer, what I think and what kind of I think we should tell new players about immunity. But Inori, keep talking. Tell me more about the anything else with immunity sets. You don't even farm it, right? You don't farm A13?
I think I farmed it for 1 week or 2, and it wasn't even for immunity. It was for the rage set on Biken.
And not even for immunity. Okay, fair enough. Now, Inori, will you say, what do you just think about immunity set? So, besides, maybe in the current meta, right? There's a lot of debuffers, a lot of strip units running around. You're having success not running it, but would we still tell players, right, that unless you have the knowledge, the playstyle, do you still think immunity can be good for a lot of players? Like, it's not bad to sort of farm a lot of A13 for?
I
What do
think
you
for
think your
some
take on that?
units with immunity is very helpful. I think like F10A with immunity is really strong right now because you don't get like completely destroyed by a Cerise, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there are units who are built like slower, like for example like the Bazaar and whatnot. You would need immunity because you don't want to get like defense
Yeah,
broken
like
or,
your SSB
blind
had
and stuff.
immunity. Yeah.
Right. But for the most part, outside of like 2 to 3 scenarios where I see immunity is good right now, a vast majority of scenarios right now, the immunity isn't a must-have for a lot of units outside of like 2. And I think that's only like SSB and Kron.
Right. Okay. So now let's imagine, Inori, your take on this, your success is so popular that everybody starts dropping immunity, right? Your playstyle doesn't work anymore because then players run less strip units. So right.
I think that's probably never gonna be the case.
Yeah, I agree with that. But go ahead.
Because the meta with immunity effectiveness in ER is always a push and pull. Like if you notice right now, because of like the whole frenzy changes, ER drop in popularity, everybody's like swapping to lower effectiveness, higher stat line, everything like that.
Yeah.
And because of that, you're also seeing a lot more like Soul Weaver coming out of like the woodwork. You see Ray, Destina at like 200 ER now just to deal with it. So I feel like it will always be like a push and pull type of deal. There's never a situation where you don't want any ER, no immunity and stuff like that. There's always something good.
Oh, sorry, Nori. Apparently you're guys. All right, we raised the volume a little bit. Hopefully y'all can hear him a bit better now. Is the music okay? Yeah, no, I agree with that, Nori. So, man, it's hard to argue the success rate. Now, here's what I think about immunity. Okay, Inori already said it too. There are units that need it or you really want it on. Now, the difference is, I think you should still farm A13. I don't think everybody needs to go as hardcore as Inori on this playstyle, but you definitely don't want to farm A13 too early. You want to stay in Wyvern 13 for a very long time. You can pick up a lot of free immunity sets. You see Inori's gear here. A lot of the immunity he's running, he said he got from World Boss, the free Hellray chests. And at least in the season. Now, the problem is if the meta shifts, and he said Inori doesn't think it's going to happen. Inori said he doesn't think it's going to happen that way. But if the meta ever shifts, guys, and you're kind of way behind on immunity gear, you might be in trouble a little bit.
To add to that, I think like for the whole immunity farming,
yeah,
a lot of it is just based on when you need it rather than I farm just and hope for an upgrade type of deal.
Elaborate a little bit more on that. What do you mean?
So, for example, let's say you're building up a slow Bazaar, right, from scratch.
Yeah.
You're gonna most likely buy the raid chest piece, and then you jump into A13 and just grab the first immunity piece that looked decent. Then you go straight back to Wyvern.
So you're saying you just target the few immunity pieces you need for this current meta?
Right. Like you're not gonna spend like a month inside A13. It's not worth it. The return is just not worth it.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's you guys. You can see here that's what he's doing, and it seems to be doing just fine for him. Now, all right. Guys, just keep that in mind. Make sure you pick up the immunity chest pieces. Everybody should have some immunity gear. You can try that playstyle if you want, but just remember the slower units, Kron, and I still think the extra 15% check. If you don't, the raw stats are nice, but remember...
I do want to add to that whole extra 15% check. I feel like if your game plan is based on you hitting a 15%, you already most likely lost the draft.
Sure, but I don't think anyone's relying on it solely. It's instead just an additional. Remember, like, guys, everybody that's played E7 more than a few hours, you've hit multiple 15% checks. Now, it doesn't mean the match is decided on it, but let's say we have crit anyways on our gear. It's even with the strippers being a thing like you mentioned here, isn't it nice to have? Like, because when it happens, it's good.
The way I see it is just like, I mean, if you have the immunity gear that rolls well enough that you don't need any like raw stats to make it work, then obviously it's good to have. But for a lot of units that are like super stat hungry, like Landy, for example, you know how hard it is to hit 15k health, good enough defense, speed, and then keep a good offense spread? I think it's like not possible.
It's very hard, and I think only like the very, very few players, like I know Careless showed an immunity, I think Landy, that was insanely good. But yeah, I agree. For a lot of players, it may be very hard to get immunity plus have enough stats for greedy units. That's for sure. And
also, to add, it's just like, for some units, like the whole Landy stuff, because since we have the whole guiding light stuff, right?
Should we bring it? Let's look at your Landy, because chat's kind of asking about it. Let me find it. Make sure I don't show anyone else. Can you talk about the Landy stats again, real quick, Inori?
For the most part, I think like almost everyone that build Landy right now is aiming for somewhere around like 14k, 1300.
Right. Yeah.
Any more is like preferred, but for the most part, they're also doing it while hurting either her speed or damage.
Unless you have like just the most insane gear, like top 0.1%, right?
I mean, if you high roll every single piece, then obviously you can hit better stat line. But if we're being realistic, it's really hard to fit immunity while hitting her at a good tank stat line while keeping good damage and speed.
Okay, fair enough. So the crit set, obviously, we're using that as a sort of, instead of immunity, we're trying to fix up our stat line because she's so greedy with it.
Right.
Now,
because
yeah, go ahead.
Because she just, in my opinion, like I've noticed a lot of like Landy at slower speed, and I just can't play at that style. Like almost all of my DPS hovers at least 210 speed.
Yeah, I noticed that. Okay. So 210 speed for you. That's actually, we're gonna have to talk about it soon because I'm gonna talk about speed. Tell me a little bit more about why you like 210 and why you think 200 or lower is bad. Is that a personal thing or do you think it overall for most players?
It's a personal thing for that. And also it's the fact that I also play with some CR push sometimes, whether it's like Rose or like Ox.
Yeah.
Or even just like the speed down with Cerise. Being able to hit 210, you can actually creep on people who's at 230.
Interesting. It's because you use like the Cerise, Oxlots, Roses, okay, and a little bit of personal preference. You just like to be a little bit faster than not, right? Because otherwise, saying like you need 210 and not 200 for your average player, that doesn't mean anything. It's arbitrary a little bit.
A lot of the speed just end up to being on what is your max speed, what range do you play, and how do you speed tune.
Exactly.
I worry less about speed and worry more about speed tuning your team comp.
Yeah, but your take is interesting because you like 210 plus because of the speed down, because of the CR boosters. You've noticed that pushing a little bit higher kind of ends up working better in terms of, you said creeping. You said creeping on units, right? On the CR turn bar.
Yeah, like,
all right, I like
at
that.
212, I would creep 230. Like, that's insane.
Sure, fair enough. All right, guys in chat, anybody want to have an AMA with Inori? I'll say this, okay? You cannot dispute the fact that Inori, hey, if he's not capping, and his entire guild is not capping here, he doesn't run immunity. He barely farms it. I don't know if I can recommend that to most players. I do think you should focus on Wyvern. That's always been said. For this season, though, apparently, he's having a ton of success by just taking advantage of the fact there's so many strip units running around. He likes to get typically crit set, right? Is there any other sets? I think I saw a few hit sets, but instead of immunity...
I live exclusively inside Wyvern. I don't know how I can get out of that hellhole.
Sure. Fair enough. So, he's having success with it, guys. You still need to pick up your Hellray chests. There are still units that need immunity, and immunity is still very, very good. But we can't argue that Inori is top 100 legend. He's doing very well. He kind of gave some road to success. If you want to try it out, don't neglect immunity, but maybe try and see how it works for you. Build up a little bit more crit sets instead, if that helps your gear. Remember, it all depends on your unit. If your unit can have immunity, and Inori, you agree with me on this, right? If your unit can look pretty good with immunity, and then maybe like we don't need the full 12 crit, it probably doesn't matter too much, and immunity might be safer for the extra 15 check.
I mean, a lot of it is just like, if you look good without immunity, but don't stress about it.
You look good without immunity, don't stress about it, is what he's saying. Okay. All right. We got Shanta's I'm your biggest fan. What did Spring say? I like to ask him how to get good gear like him. Please tell him Spring said.
I saw one of the comments saying Guilty Crown is a terrible anime, and I will say, I agree. I just like Inori.
Who said that? Was that Rock? Guilty Crown. Oh, that's where your name came from? All right, interesting. Let's see. I stress about immunity. Immunity is still... Turret says immunity is still very good. He says there are too many strippers, yet having... Here, Inor, we got a good one. Having immunity and the power to ban a unit requires them to pick 2 strip units if they plan on controlling you. Did you read that comment from 2 Turrets?
So, right now, for like a lot of very popular control units, right? Like you see A Tywin, F10A, Bazaar. But nobody ever bring hard control without 2 strips.
So you're saying even if you weren't on immunity, they would bring 2 strippers anyway?
Right, because the strippers right now are just really strong. Like F10A, is by herself is a super strong unit. Basar completely destroys certain playstyle. You cannot play FCC Landy without dealing with him.
Sure.
Same with LR Crawl. Like you have to, you know, deal with him in some way. And Bryceria is also rising up as well.
Okay.
And then like a lot of A Taiwans are built bruiser, so most of them hovers around like 200 speed, high damage with, you know, in order to like deal damage and soul burn. They're not.
Okay.
They don't care if you have immunity. You're going before him.
Yeah. No. Any response to that, Turrets? Yeah. Turret says that's fair. He thinks. Okay. So we have a question from Rick. What's the hardest thing about rushing through Legend, in your opinion, Inori? You're top 100. Very, very good win rate too.
Okay. I used to be top 20 with a better win rate, and then I just like tilted off the face of the earth.
Was that this season? Used to be top 20. And then you tilted.
I had a 72% win rate, and now it's over.
Okay, and by the way, Nori, we're gonna have to have you on. We used to do lobbies all the time and used to play in them, right, in our little tournament, Shrimp Wars. We're gonna go back to that so you guys can actually see this in practice. Last minute questions, guys. Anything else? Anyone else? Careless is saying something about, let's say, what do you think about Arby's? Your units that don't have immunity, Arby with 100% hit rate, or sorry, excuse me, 100% blind rate. Have you noticed any issues with that?
See, how can I have an issue with Arby when he's perma pre-banned?
So that's why you pre-ban Arby. Okay. Now
No,
that might.
I
Go ahead,
pre-ban him because I don't have proper answers that deal with him cleanly. Like I don't have ML Haze and I don't have TML.
All right, fair enough. Let's see what people are saying. I feel like this review and the fact that he's in Legend without immunity inspires me to work more on crit sets. Sure, but guys, Inori, let me ask you a question. We had it come up a few times in chat. Guys, does anyone here, and Inori, you answer too, does anyone believe that sharing this knowledge, sharing this sort of playstyle, because we have the proof to back it up, is this harmful to new players? I think since the fact that you want to be farming a lot of Wyvern in the beginning anyways, and PvP should be a later focus, I don't think it's too harmful as long as you're careful in saying, you know, we're not saying never roll any immunity gear. No one needs immunity. Even Inori has it on some certain units. I still like running immunity on a lot of units like Alencia that he doesn't. But yeah,
I mean,
Inori, what's
like,
your take on that?
The whole route of the game is you never jump into PvP first. So
Sure.
It doesn't matter if they see us because realistically, they're going to spend a lot of time in Wyvern to establish a solid core. Like, it doesn't matter how good your immunity gear is if your speed set is dog shit.
Fair enough. Most people here, no, Vineyard, actually, a lot of players watching are new, and whoever said it earlier, I agreed. I think it was Darkness. I'm always very careful when a lot of my advice, I try to make sure, because guys, listen, the Legend players, Inori included, they love talking with each other. They like talking with their own stats. They say inside jokes and things like that. And a lot of new players don't understand what y'all are talking about.
Guys, whatever rank you
Jehu!
your opinion is not valid.
Jehu, I'm going to pause that and I'll thank you right after the recording, okay? Thank you, my man.
Is gifted a sub to
I think the issue is
34
just
area.
like people have this overvalue of immunity. Like they place it way too high. I think that's the issue that end up hurting new players more than they should because they
Sure.
see these streams and they see these units and they're immediately like, I have to have immunity on all my units,
I
even
actually-
if it end up hurting all their stats.
And I think that's a great take. And hold on, we're gonna wrap it up all nicely, okay? So Nori's saying, as a counterpoint, players watching top, like the top ranking RTA players, let's say new players watching, will try and farm, like they'll spend a lot of time in A13 fishing for like insane stats, right? Because they'll see their favorite player using immunity with like insane stats, like a careless type level. And you said it's so hard to get like a greedy unit like Landy to have immunity plus good stats, when instead if they just spend most of their time in Wyvern, got crit sets, they can get away without having immunity sometimes, and the crit set will sort of, you know, help ease out that gearing, right? So they don't have to be spending so much time in A13.
Right. I mean, like, I agree like with what Sean said in chat. It's
What did
like,
Sean say?
if you can't hit it, you can't hit it. We know that. We've been playing this game for a long time, so we know if we can't hit it, it's good to just let it go. But as new
can't remember
players
how I
who always look at these like streams, they see chat always like clowning people for not having immunity, so they just, you know, slowly prioritize immunity as one of the most important thing to have.
Yeah. I'll say this though, guys, and Inori too. And listen, you're high ranking. You're a way better RT player than I am. So I think though I share the same sentiment with a lot of players that are still pushing back a little bit, right? Saying immunity is important. Immunity to me, less. So you value raw stats. I think people just value the safety and sort of, you know, not have to worry about the, you know, pre-banning RB. Certain. It's almost a give and take a little bit. You're getting bonus raw stats, but a lot of times, let's say your lack of immunity, when players that run it a lot, it can be good as well. No, because there's a lot of players as well on the other end.
Yeah,
that,
for sure.
Yeah. So
like if you can, like we've been saying, it's like
down.
if you can fit immunity while keeping a good balanced stat line, it is the ideal situation.
Okay, that's all we need to say, right?
If we're talking about like pure perfect gear, you want every unit at the end to have speed set immunity.
Exactly.
But that's not realistic because you're not going to high roll every single piece of gear.
Especially for newer players. Not really for newer players. So I think, guys, listen, we haven't all decided as a community how important, if we're doing a disservice by saying too much immunity. I'm not saying don't farm 813, okay? I need to see more players running this. We'll see if Inori's sure on, you know, if everybody stops dropping immunity, if strip units are still played or still prevalent, if that adjusts the meta. We'll see. But I do think this is good to note that, hey, you don't need to be rushing A13 as early as some people might be. We've always recommended to stay in Wyvern as long as possible. And you can get away with less immunity than most players advocate for. All right. So still, at the end of the day, if you get immunity while having good stats, that is the preferred end game set. But don't not be running a unit just because you don't have that immunity set. Unless, don't worry, give me your quick take on, I want to hear it from you as the person who runs barely any. Must have immunity for units.
I think it's just SSB and Kayron, but I feel like Kayron right now is just such in a bad spot that you don't even pick him in most games.
Sure, but we'll still ride it in case people want to run it, right? We still have to say Kayron even if he's not meta. But you say
I think like for a lot of other units like Knights who don't need like insane amount of like offensive stats,
yeah,
get a lot of leeway with immunity. Like you notice that I run it on my Raz and Bazaar. It's because they don't really need crit chance, attack, crit damage. They only need bulk, speed, and heck, Bazaar don't even need effectiveness these days. You can just soul burn.
Okay. We have a few comments here. Careless is saying, Careless, I know you're being sarcastic, right? Guys, there's too much sarcasm flying around. Let's be a little bit. If you actually want to, you know, disagree with Inori's take, give me your actual argument. So I think they're saying, you know, Tywin turn 1, Rashawn saying Ra's defense break turn 1, since you don't have immunity. Now I guess the last thing we should cover, right, is Inori, do you think your lack of immunity, I think someone else brought this up in chat too, is Inori's lack of immunity only successful because of his, I spelled that wrong. Guys, how do I'm brain farting. Is that how to spell it? Successful because of your speed tuning? You think that has anything to do with it? You said you like to run fast units, a lot of CR pushes.
I feel like that's the case for every comp though. Like even if you have immunity, if your speed tune is not well done to how you draft and how you play, then it's gonna hurt you even if you have immunity.
Sure, of course. But do you think that a player that maybe is not worrying too much about speed tuning yet, they'll be better off, right, with just having that safety measure of immunity? I guess that's kind of a... You did answer that already, and your take is either way, right? You need speed tuning in general, so it doesn't matter.
I think like one thing though I will say is like the need of immunity for units that aren't DPS, like for example ARAS, ML Cron, whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually based on your speed tune, like how fast they are, as well as what are you playing them for. Like for example, I think F10, like I think Spring said it, F10 in my opinion does need immunity. Just because if you're not running her at like 290 plus, she's just gonna get destroyed by every single opener.
Right. Yeah, and you already said F10 is one of the ones that you like immunity on, sure. And then you said, so SB, Kayron, F10, and then a lot of Knights that don't need other stats because he doesn't need the crit set on them or other sets. So, of course, immunity is nice because he still believes immunity is very good. Just a lot of times, you know, the extra stats, he likes them better. All right, Inori, any closing thoughts? Anything else you want to tell chat, the people?
I have one thing.
Sure.
Can Smile they give me ML Cermia? Because they are freaking cowards. Just give me Cermia. That's all I need.
Okay. Hey, but get in line, dude. After ML Luna. All right. Luna was first. If they're not gonna buff Luna, give us ML Luna first. And actually,
no.
chat wants Lilius too. Wait, Mashu's here. Mashu's here.
I'm just here for Cermia.
Cermia. All right, hey, and you have one of the best Cermias. Inori, would you say you have the best Cermia in the server?
I'm pretty sure there are some
One
people
of the best.
like that can definitely do better.
Let's show
Like
it one more time.
I'm pretty sure Potato Balls, if he put his like best DPS gear,
Oh, I hate
just
that guy.
knock
He's
mine
so
out.
good. Yeah.
just knock mine out of the waters.
Okay.
But
All
for what it is, I'm happy of hitting 200 KCP with no wasted stats. That's
All
was
right.
my goal for the start of last year.
Fair enough. Well, Inori, thank you so much for joining us. We will put this up on YouTube. Let's see what they say about no immunity. It's hard for me to balance, guys, telling people. Remember, we always say farm a lot of Wyvern, focus on Wyvern sets. There's a lot of players here that also, on the same side of Inori, guys, the reason I'm saying Inori, you can take his proof. The proof is in the pudding, for example. There's a lot of very strong players in chat, too, that still say, hey, I disagree with Inori. I like immunity on my gear, and they're also top 100 legends. So what does that tell you? Both are good.
Everybody have a different playstyle that they prefer.
Everybody has a different playstyle. Immunity is good, but you can get away maybe a little more than you think without immunity at the same time. All right, so this is definitely the more people on the side of immunity is very good, and Inori's on the side of, hey, you can kind of push the limits on not running it. You decide for yourself, guys. Don't neglect immunity. Don't stop farming it, but maybe try it out. Some people are saying, though, Inori, that this only works at top of legend and for your playstyle. So someone else try this out at maybe lower champion challengers. Let me know if running non-immunity bites you in the ass. Come back and report, okay? I'll also probably be running immunity on a lot of my units because I farmed a lot of A13. But yeah, give it a try, guys. I think it'll help a lot on those greedy units like Landy. I think that's one of Inori's best examples on helping stat out. Okay, anyways, Inori, thank you again, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, Mashu, you heard it, right? Write that down, Mashu. Let's give this man ML Cermia. All right, much love, dude. I'll see you in chat for a little bit, and then we'll start wrapping these up.
Of course.
Take it easy, bro.
Yeah.
Guys, cuckoo. Yikes. Guys, you need immunity on everybody. All right? I don't know what he was saying. I think he's baiting all of us. All right, let's cut that for you two. We're not going to have that in.